Baltic region has so many challenges to deal with. It's not only environment, but it's also all of the energy opportunities. It's also our economy and trade. It's our people-to-people contact, and it changes in terms of education and culture. It is our global agenda, whether that would be related to the Arctic, which becomes more and more important, or to climate change as such, or indeed to the human rights agenda. You wouldn't be here connected if you were not already youth leaders in your own communities, and if you didn't have leadership skills and of course potential as well. So I really want to wish you, not to be afraid to take risk, not to be afraid to take leadership, and not to be afraid, to lead by example. So best of luck to you, and I hope we see each other sooner or later, also physically.
Lithuanian presidency in our organization took place in challenging and difficult period. But due to determination and strong leadership of our Lithuanian colleagues, we managed to achieve a lot. Member states elaborated a renewed strategic vision for the Baltic Sea region. We did so focusing on 4 visible, achievable, and practical priorities of our presidency, namely sustainable development, green tourism, civil protection and crisis resilience, as well as fight against the child trafficking and labor exploitation. The Lithuanian presidency also managed to start implementing the CBSS reform as envisaged in Bornholm Declaration of 2020. We worked hard to increase relevance, efficiency, transparency, and visibility of the organization. Secretariat thanks the presidency for close and fruitful work. It was true trust and collaboration building in action. Now I invite you to see a few examples of what we achieved during the Lithuanian presidency.
The Regional Identity Unit has taken important further steps to enhance youth input on policymaking through the Baltic Sea Youth Platform and the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue. The Youth Platform has brought important structure to youth involvement in region's policymaking processes, and youth has also had an active part in many CPSS activities during the past year. We've also continued our work on promoting culture and our common heritage all around the region, through our collaboration with other cultural actors in the region.
The Task Force Against Trafficking in Human Beings focused on preventing and combating human trafficking for labor exploitation. Intensive research work was carried out. Practitioners and labor actors were trained on victim assistance and prosecution of labor exploitation cases. Based on the achievements made nationally and internationally, The CBSS member states declared strong determination to eradicate this crime and signed a joint statement of commitment to work against trafficking for labor exploitation.
The past year brought unprecedented challenges, but it also displayed the commitment and the perseverance in coming together to protect children at risk. Under the strong leadership of the Lithuanian presidency, the expert group members discussed the impact of COVID-19 on children in our region and shared best practices to address concerns. The presidency also brought attention to the emotional well-being of children and child trafficking in the digital era in 2 high-level conferences.
The pandemic put an extra strain on civil protection agencies. To help them deal with it, we, together with our Lithuanian colleagues from the Fire and Rescue Department, gathered experts from CBSS countries to compare lessons learned on how to carry on critical civil protection tasks, even during the pandemic. We also conducted a seminar on nuclear risks, which reminded us again that we need a common approach for better preparedness. We also kicked off 2 new projects. One on helping children and youth to be active contributors in building safe and secure society. The other on creating a university course on the same topic.
Sustainability was high on the presidency agenda. Last year, we launched a handbook on localizing sustainable development goals, a seminar on the green transformation of the resource-intensive sectors provided an opportunity to discuss industrial symbiosis. Sustainable touristic destinations were awarded at the Baltic Sea Tourism Forum, and the expert group on sustainable maritime economy worked towards sustainable coastal tourism and clean shipping. Baltic Sea Labour Forum continued to promote sustainable working life, and in the field of science and research, we successfully supported academic mobility for young researchers through the Baltic Science Network.
Did we just see a message in a bottle reaching its destination? For not too long ago, did we send off messages from the Stockholm shores of the Baltic Sea to reach out to you? You, that is the youth from across the Baltic Sea region, who was interested in starting and engaging in dialogue in the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue 2021, to be precise. And here we are now, at a total of 8 weeks, 25,771 kilometers of traveling bottles, 3 lectures, several mentor group sessions, and many, hopefully fun and creative dialogue hours later. We are here for what is the 2nd ever BSYD award ceremony, which is the final event of the 8th annual Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue, funded by the German Federal Foreign Office and Embassy here in Stockholm, and organized by the Council of the Baltic Sea States, who is your host today. My name is Franziska Seufert, Project Coordinator at CBSS, and we have met throughout the weeks of this dialogue, so no need for longer introductions. Instead, I now have the honor of opening this ceremony. And without further ado, we want to welcome you, which is the pleasure of both the CBSS and the German Embassy in Stockholm. May we start by hearing the message we received from the German Ambassador Bertele, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome here from the Embassy in Stockholm. We are very proud and happy to be partnered today in your last moment of this lecturing and today in the competition and in the award ceremony for the end of this year's Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue within the framework of the Council of the Baltic Sea States. Germany was from the very beginning a convinced supporter of this endeavor, and I think we are with about 40,000 euro the biggest sponsor, and proud of that, because we think that the Baltic Sea is something like the Mare Nostrum, our sea here in that region, where we are neighbors together, where we have common interests, and those interests reach from environment, sustainability, security, and to foster that in the future, we need always new generations who take that on themselves, who have the knowledge for that, and who understand that it's their responsibility. And so this course each year is a kind of alumni network which comes into being by you being curious, getting the information that you need, and getting to know each other. So of course it's a pity that this year again this was a lecture campaign without physical presence, virtually, but I'm sure that you took the best out of it. And today, again, with this celebration, this is a moment of coming together. I know there's a competition going on for you, so I keep my fingers crossed for all of you that you might be able to win that competition. And I can offer you a small little extra prize. So whoever from you makes his way to Stockholm, you are very much welcome to pay us a visit here. We will offer even some cookies and coffee, and listen very carefully to what you can tell us about what you've learned and what your insights are into the Baltic region. I don't want to take too much of your time, so as I said, all the best for this year's awards and celebration, and hope to welcome you one day here at our embassy, and thank you for participating.
Yes, thank you indeed for participating and joining us today. And thank you to the ambassador and the embassy for their support and these welcoming words. Addressing you now from the Council of the Baltic Sea States is our Director General, Ambassador Poznański. Please, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Franziska. I hope you can hear me. Good. Let me start from thanking our well-checked partner, the German Embassy and the German Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for partnering in this Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue. But above all, I wish to thank all the participants. We can't meet physically for the second consecutive year, but I think that we really managed to work together. Through the dialogue, we work on building the collaboration and trust, just to make the Baltic Sea region a better place for all of us. I must say that I'm really impressed by your works, real input in dialogue, how to bring closer youth and young people of the Baltic Sea region. You, the young people, are not only the future of our region, but you already today work together and make valuable contributions to the discussion how to make this region safer and secure, more prosperous and more sustainable, and more united in the sense of the regional identity. This year edition of the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue is yet another example of your contributions. I wish to congratulate the winners and all the participants, and I wish to thank my CBSS colleagues for making this event happen and enjoyable for all of us. So I wish you a pleasant evening, and I cross the fingers. And like the German ambassador, the doors have said about inviting you to the German embassy. The doors of the CBSS in Stockholm are always open for all of you and all friends of the Baltic collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this welcome and also for joining us today. Thank you. I can only agree that it is a pity that we cannot meet in person, but I agree on the notion that we are still very much united. So thank you. I can only second those words of welcome as well. And we are very happy to have you as the participants here with us, as well as many of those who accompanied us throughout the journey of this BSYD. Being here would not have been possible without you, the participants, who are really proud of, as you have filled this year's dialogue with life, and I dare say our heads with thoughts and questions and ideas as well. However, as also Ambassador Poznański said, this could not have been realized without the BSYD team, who might not be visible right now. But I also just want to mention that whether behind this or in front of the screen, the chat, graphic design tools, or in the depths of the media universe, a big round of applause goes to the colleagues here. Also, a special thank you and great appreciation deserve Aline and Manvidas. They are also known as your mentors. And while we three still have to figure out this little competition between the three of us who did the best mentoring, I am sure I speak for all us participants as well when saying that you really added to the experience of this year's BSYD. The experience means, and I don't want to delve too deep into what you did, as you all know it, but let's have a quick look back before looking forward. Because this experience were 3 lectures on the topic of looking forward, looking back, 30 years of collaboration in the Baltic Sea region. Started as experts dialogue on safety and security collaboration, environmental collaboration, and regional cultural collaboration. This was very interesting and inspiring thanks to our speakers, Stephanie Young from the Swedish Defence University, Adrian Pusalowski from the headquarters of the State Fire Service in Poland, Dominik Litvas at HELCOM, Esa Kokkonen at the Baltic Institute of Finland, and our very own Olga Zuin and Aline Meyer here at CBSS. Also part of the BSYD adventure, our mentor sessions, I would say, where you got to know your peers, started peer dialogue, but not only in the groups of 3 or 4 that we distributed you into. And this is something I think is great sign of success of young people getting together and wanting to cross borders, albeit in this case virtual ones, and getting into intercultural dialogue. 2 weeks ago, then you submitted your so-called cross-country group assignments, and an additional number of youth from the Baltic Sea region participated through individual learning diary entries. Well, I guess we're all very curious now to learn about the winners and the decision taken, aren't we? So shall we? No, I'd say we shall not. What kind of award ceremony would that be? I say, let's enjoy ourselves together first. Let's enjoy being here, meeting some guests, listening to music first, all from young people from across the region. Leading through today's program are some of the youth, some of your peers, which we very much appreciate. So let us hear what they are bringing with them. And if Christian is ready, then all that is left for me to say from our side at the moment is please enjoy the program. Christian.
Thank you, Franziska. My name is Christian Eubacker. I'm from Sweden, and I'm currently studying in the United States, doing a Master of Public Policy at the University of Michigan. And I am it's been a terrific experience to learn a lot more about the region, learn about our shared challenges and opportunities. It's been particularly interesting and exciting to work with other youth from across the region, from countries that I've not been to before, and to have that opportunity. And it's been really interesting as a learning experience to be able to think creatively about how can we apply these shared challenges and opportunities that I mentioned earlier into a project, and thinking through that as a team was a great learning experience and something that I will keep with me as I move forward into other things in the future. And I hope that you all will as well. To start off our musical experience today, I've received a message in a bottle, as the theme states, while exploring the coast. And we found our first message from a musical act from Lithuania. Marijus Aleksa is a Lithuanian cross-genre drummer and producer who is fusing his jazz background with world and electronic music to shape his own hybrid sound. He has previously performed in London, Poland, Israel, and of course his native Lithuania. And so to start us off, Marijus.
Hi everyone. It's good to see some familiar faces here. For those who have never met me before, this is Abraham in Berlin, Germany. How do you guys like that piece of jazz music? I'm quite surprised how well the drum playing of Marius from Lithuania fits so well with the vibraphone of Johnny Manster from the UK. It's always amazing to have a common language across ethnicities and nationalities. And it's certainly my pleasure to be here with you all, having the common concern of the Baltic region. Not only we get to talk during the sections or group meetings behind the screen, but also those of us in Berlin and Potsdam actually did manage to meet up physically, and we even had some drinks last week. I don't know if I'm the only one, but as a fashion lover, I've been buying a lot of clothes, especially during Black Fridays, and it's catastrophic whenever it comes to storage or packing. I have suitcases of clothes, and I'm not sure how should I handle them. Our upcoming speaker from Germany seems to have a solution to that. Ms. Fenja Neumann, welcome to the dialogue. The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Dear all, my name is Fenja, and as I was introduced, I'm from Germany. And 1 year ago, my idea of Bonanza Share to Care won the first prize in the category projects in this competition. And I'm very happy to be here today and to speak to you about changing the world. Because when I look back 1 year ago, I would have never seen all the things that have happened. And this year's Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue evolves around the theme, looking forward, looking back. And I still keep asking myself, and I did 1 year ago, what can I do to create positive transformation in the world? Well, I think that the best way to start is always to reflect and to start with yourself. As an ecologist, my main focus is nature conservation. So for a while now, I'm trying to live as sustainable as I can. But there's one aspect in my consumer behavior that to live more sustainably that's very hard to change. And that is where and how I can get new clothing when I need it. And I try to buy everything secondhand, but unfortunately in my town, there's no secondhand store at all. So me and everyone else needs to buy secondhand clothes on online platforms. And for many people, that's a real hassle. And it's much easier to just bulk order some fast fashion and send it back if it doesn't fit. So last year, I decided to share my vision of a secondhand store in my hometown through a university project, which has encouraged me to participate in the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue. And I know, and I wanted to have a little presentation, but I know that secondhand stores are not a novel concept, but Bonanza won't just be any ordinary shop, because we are a social-oriented venture with a nonprofit structure that sells donated and consigned secondhand clothing, as well as a small selection of local fair fashion goods. So with Bonanza, our vision is to enable people to consume pre-loved, fair, and local fashion. And that way we extend the product life cycle and move towards a circular economy. But we don't only want to reduce the environmental burden of the fast fashion industry by promoting the circularity and slow production, but as a nonprofit venture, we want to financially support local conservation projects, such as the protection of climate-relevant peatland in our region. And also, we highly value solidarity, and we want Bonanza to be a sharing community of customers, donors, and volunteers who support and advocate for our mission and vision. When I submitted my project idea 1 year ago, I never actually planned to open the store myself. And it came as a total surprise that my idea actually won this Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue. But the fact that somebody believed in Bonanza encouraged me to embark on this journey of manifesting my vision. So Bonanza's prize at the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue made it on the news page of my university, then in the local newspaper, and finally, I also had the honor to speak on the local radio. And what I did is I took all this attention that honestly overwhelmed me as an opportunity to ask for project partners, because partnership is so important. And I found 4 passionate young women who all together transformed just an idea to the social business model that Bonanza is today, 1 year later. Winning the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue has also caught the attention of our business consultants who now assist us in all aspects. And through all the media, we were able to build up a network of regional businesses and supporters, such as the university, our marketing agency, and the city of Greifswald, where I live, within just the past few months. And now we're looking forward to open our store in July next year. I know that all the challenges we are facing right now as a society and individuals, like social injustices, global warming, and most recently also the COVID-19 pandemic, can be quite overwhelming from time to time. But one of my greatest role models in conservation, Dr. Jane Goodall, once said, "I do have reason for hope. Our clever brains, the resilience of nature, the indomitable human spirit, and above all, the commitment of young people when they are empowered to take action." So I want to thank you today for sharing your ideas for a better world, and good luck for this competition. But I also want you to not forget that no matter if you're winning this prize or not, to believe in your visions, to look into the future with hope, and to move forward with courage. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for your sharing. I think Bonanza can become a really nice talk for whoever wins the Interrail tickets today. And if they choose to, of course, travel a bit later than right now. So hello, everybody. It is really remarkable how many of you gathered today. I'm Simona, a lucky participant from Lithuania who got to be a participant at the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue 2021 and got to receive this amazing message in a bottle. And speaking of amazing, this project has been an amazing opportunity. One of the things I love the most about the project, the lectures. I know it can sound sometimes boring, especially online, but everyone who delivered their messages to us were passionate about this Baltic Sea region, and we could see they believed in their messages. That made the lectures spectacular. And actually, a funny story I could share about the Baltic Sea Dialogue is when I learned about it on Facebook for a post that just showed up to me one day. And to be honest, I had my doubts if it was real, if it's maybe a scam or a fake or something like that. And I'm so thankful that apparently my teammates actually said they had initial doubts too. So that made me a lot happier. But now I can tell you that every word on that initial post was absolutely true, and I couldn't be more happier about it. To spread the good vibes that the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue gives us, we shall enjoy a song, Foolish, delivered to us by Quiet Violence. They are a band from South Germany playing indie alternative music. The 4 musicians, Jacob, Jonas, Adrian, and Jacob, combine the softer indie sounds with harder and modern alternative rock. They released their first extended play in 2019 by the name My Head for You to Dream, followed by 2 singles, Every Day and Ready Steady, in 2020. So if you like what you're about to hear, look them up. Maybe you'll find your own new favorite band.
as foolish they may seem, I believe it's real now. I've felt this way before. Was betrayed from myself, I was uncertain. This time it's totally different. We both know I lie, which I don't know I do. Sometimes I feel like saying just what I need is what it takes to get over me. Get as good as I can be. It takes more than a man like me. After love in my spine has finally let go of me, I hope it's gone for real now. I've felt this way before, but was betrayed by myself, I wasn't certain. This time it's totally different. We both know I lie, which I don't know I do. Sound I feel like change, just what I need is what it takes to get over me. Get as good as I can be. Takes more than a man like. Is it quiet violence?
So this was very nice. Hi everyone. My name is Caroline and I'm from Berlin, Germany. As Simona just did, I firstly wanted to explain how I became one of the participants of the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue 2021. So this summer, I traveled with my two best friends through Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. I was so impressed by the breathtaking nature and landscapes that sometimes I was just taking a moment to fully process and just appreciate. Added to that, we have been to very cool cities and have met amazing people. So all in all, it was a great time and I like these countries a lot. Then, only a few weeks later, I received an email from my university informing about the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue 2021. I was surprised, but then I took it as a sign to learn more and really get to know the whole region. And that's how I ended up here. During the dialogue, I took part in the cross-country assignment, but besides, I got to know some more participants from other groups. One of them was Abraham, who spoke earlier. And as he said, we even managed to meet in a little cafe in Berlin. It was so nice to see each other in person and to talk about the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue, but also about our own experiences in this region. Summing up, I learned so much, but most importantly, I realized that I not only want to, but also should keep traveling the Baltic Sea region. There are still so many countries and people out there I want to see and meet. But now on to another topic. By now, we all know that the majority of rivers and lakes are connected, and they are directly or indirectly linked to the Baltic Sea. So even though my city is not that close to the Baltic Sea, look what I found today in a small river next to where I live. It's a message in a bottle. Turns out it's from Lova Everborn in Sweden. And she was one of last year's participants and wrote a poem about the Baltic Sea. I was allowed to listen to it before the ceremony, and I can tell you I liked it a lot. But luckily, you now also get the chance to not only listen to amazing music acts, but also a different kind of creative mind. Here she comes in form of a recording.
Hi, my name is Luva, and I'm from Sweden, and I'm studying marine biology. Normally I do that in Gothenburg, Sweden, but for the moment I'm studying in Scotland. And I entered Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue last year, when I have different categories, and I entered with a poem. And it's about what is the heart of the Baltic region, the Baltic Sea. And since I'm studying marine biology, we have talked a lot about the Baltic Sea in school, since it's such a special sea area. So I wanted to put that knowledge into a poetic form. Because science sometimes needs the help from the creative area to reach out to people and to make them understand and want to take action for nature. So I will now read it to you. It's called Baltica, a place, a sea, a home. She was born thousands of years ago. The ice melted, letting her grow. The land raised, and slowly she became the one she is today. It was a remarkable childhood. She matured and started to make friends. Cod, seaweed and clam, they all got used to her, seeing all parts of her personality. Sweet, but a little salty. Nourishing, but sometimes smothering. Warm, but also chilly. Her friends, they're depending on her, trusting her to provide them a home. They're many and diverse. Mussel, sitting still and taking it all in. Porpoise, keen to play. Shrimp, not making much of a fuss. Algae, loving the sun. Jellyfish, just going with the flow. Flatfish, master of hide and seek. Just to mention a few of her friends. Know she's aging prematurely, under so much pressure from us humans. It's hard for her to stay in a good shape when constantly being pushed over the edge. If you also had to take care of other people's garbage, if you also had unwanted guests stomping into your house, if you also had neighbors being way too loud, if you also had the temperature rise over your preference, if you also had to see your friends get exploited, never getting to rest from it all, you wouldn't be in your best state. She needs all her friends. If they disappear, she'll become worse. They are keeping her in a good state, supporting her and taking care of things. not allowing someone to spread out on behalf of someone else. She's not good at making new friends. It normally takes some time before they get used to her. It's a risk that she would change to a worse version of herself. Then not as many would want to be her friend. So please, be kind to Baltica. She's a wonderful friend. She gives you energy, food, and experiences. So let her be yourself. Hear her, feel her, see her. Be a friend, and she'll be yours. Baltica. So, one thought I had when writing this poem, it was right to put human characteristics and attributes to nature, such as Baltic Sea and the different species living there. But I think it's sometimes can be a good thing and a way to make people relate more and care more. And I still hope I got all the science right. And most of all, I hope to feel even more inspired to take action for a beautiful sea. But since all of you are already here, I guess it's not you I have to convince to take action for a more sustainable Baltic region. And I have understood that all of you have learned more about the issues facing the Baltic Sea region, and either on your own or together have worked up some submissions for this year's competition. So good luck to all of you, and even if you don't win the prize, I still hope you gain valuable lessons and insights when creating your submissions. And I hope to see you all in the future working together with me for a more beautiful Baltic region.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lova, for this very interesting and very nice poem. I remember fondly when we first read it back in 2020 when it was submitted to us here in the CBSS. So a very warm welcome also from my side. My name is Aline Meyer. I'm the project coordinator for regional identity at the Council of the Baltic Sea States. So not Franziska, but we're in the same room at the moment. So we just thought this is a very nice background and I'm going to use it as well. It's an honor for me to celebrate all of the participants of this year's BSYD and also to see how the participants of the last year's BSYD developed with their projects, with their ideas, with what they submitted. Last year, it was the first time we had an online BSYD. We had to switch it from a physical meeting that we had the years before to this online format. We didn't know how it would turn out, but it turned out great. We reached so many young people. We got so many great submissions this year as well as last year. I've seen all of them, and I can only tell you I'm so impressed by what young people in our region are able to do. So thank you very much, all of you, for participating in the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue, for making this format a very, very special one for us here in the Council of the Baltic Sea States, and for many people all around the region who are always impressed of what you are doing, what you are able to do. Why I'm here today is not only because I want to say that it's awesome that you're here, but I want you to also connect after this BSYD. We've heard your voices, and many of you said, well, honestly, what we are missing in this online format is the connection with the people. We've heard from Abram and others that they've met in Poznan and in Berlin, and I think this is great. And we would like you to meet again. We would like to meet you to meet online or maybe physically at some point. And therefore, what we did is we established two groups, one on LinkedIn and one on Facebook. That's called Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue Alumni Network. And we invite all of you to join these groups. You can find them on both platforms. Also, a colleague of mine will share a link to them. You will receive an email to these groups, and we will also invite the participants of the BSYDs of the previous years to join us. I myself have been participating in 4 of them so far, and I've met so many great people. I've met people like your other mentor, for example, Manvidas, who was also a participant back in 2018, who always inspires me to do great things here in the Council of the Baltic Sea States, who's always very energetic. And we just recently met again here for our Baltic Sea Youth Platform meeting, for example. And that is another project I would like you to participate, invite you to participate in our Baltic Sea Youth Platform activities. I know that some of you already joined our working groups, but I would like to let you know that we have this project that is connecting decision makers and young people in the Baltic Sea region, and where you can actually influence policy making in our region. So if you want to find out more, you can go on the CBSS website, you can go on the Baltic Sea Youth Platform website and find out more. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to be always informed about what is going on in the region, what projects and events we are currently implementing, and where you can be part of this great region and really, make a difference, because we know how much potential lies in each and every one of you. And we are so honored that you are part of this great journey, that you are here with us. And we don't want you to just have or see it as a one-time event, but really as a continuous project, as a process that just started, where you can now participate for as long as you want, or as much as you want, but please just join us again for the next events. We would be very, very glad to see you again. And you can find the links in the chat now. Please join these groups, and we hope we can make a lot of projects, for example, like the Bonanza project or other ones, happen and implement them with all the energy you bring in today and any other day. Thank you very much for this. See you soon, hopefully online, and hopefully also physically very soon. So that is all I can say now, and I would like to give the floor to Lilybell, who's one of the participants of this year's Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue.
Hello everyone, my name is Lilybell. I'm from the UK, but I'm excited to be coming over to Helsinki next summer to work for a think tank. I originally wanted to get involved in the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue 2021 to develop my knowledge of the region, but also to meet other people from around the region that shared my interests and passion for the importance and power of cross-cultural communication. I really love being part of the project, and I found it very, very inspiring to talk with others about how we can work together to find solutions to common problems. I'd like to thank the regional experts who gave us so much to think about in their lectures and also answered all of our questions about their area of expertise. I'd also like to thank the wonderful CBSS team, including Franziska and my project mentor, Lina, for making this experience so positive for all of us. And I'd also like to send a quick thank you to my amazing teammates, Kira and Diana, because I love working with you and making friends. Now, enough about me, and on to some more entertainment. I'm excited to introduce our next musical act, Brave Noises. They're a young and innovative band from Lithuania whose style varies between jazz, free jazz, world music, and alternative rock to create a unique and bold sound. Brave Noises have been praised for their epic compositions and the powerful expressiveness of their lyrics. In 2015, they were nominated as the most promising jazz band in Lithuania at the Vilnius Jazz Festival, and since then, they've released multiple albums and EPs, including their debut album, Between the Dreams, which they also toured around Germany and Poland. They've also released multiple jazz compilation albums, including Note Jazz from Lithuania 2020. And after releasing Live EP in 2021, they are now working on an exciting full-length album called Binary Lights, which is on the way. Thank you again for involving me in this project, and let's listen to some of Brave Noises' music.
Are you hungry?
Well, if there wasn't some dancing going on in your living rooms as well, then I don't know either. Thank you to all those contributions and music and poems and all this creativity. We really appreciate it. I wrote in one of my emails to you that the Baltic Sea region is abuzz with your busyness and group work and excitement. But obviously it's not just the busyness of group works and excitement of potentially winning or just being part of this BSYD. It's also the general engagement and ideas and creativity all around the region. You are obviously a great example of many young people sounding their ideas, voices, and thoughts in all kinds of forms. So thank you for that. It is hard, if not impossible, to rate that, such initiative and such ideas. But alas for us, and luckily for many of you, we promised you some winners. So here we go, finally off to the exciting part. More like additional exciting part. So if I may ask to the screen, let's start with the regional identity, regional collaboration part of our dialogue. And here we have with us Dimitris Zverev, who will announce the winners.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Francisca. It's a pleasure to be here. And it's a great honor, actually. It was a great honor to be on the jury and have an opportunity to read all your fantastic papers. And I think I'm speaking on behalf of the whole of the jury, the works that were really fantastic. I mean, all of them were very high quality and they were extremely different and diverse. And to this extent, they pretty much embodied the diversity of the Baltic Sea region themselves. But we had to choose some. We had to choose just one from the learning diaries, and we had to choose just one from the group assignments. And we did. It wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't easy. Yet the winners are here. What is the sequence, Francisca?
Please just don't mess
Okay, let's not torture the participants anymore.
No.
I can imagine all the stress back on the other side of the screens. So the winner in the part of the learning diaries is a person who shared her personal view on what the Baltic Sea region is and why it is important and what are the challenges and what are the perspectives. And the winner is Josephine Alder. And a big round of applause. Can we see the smiling face? Probably not yet. But I'll probably announce the winner of the group announcement as group assignment as well. And yes, again, it was a very hard choice, but the winning group is Simo the Baltic Seal. It's a fabulous Instagram account. Everyone is invited to join, and the group is composed of 3 very creative young people, Luisa Rahmatulina, Joy Lobenheimer, and Nadine Sipac. Thanks a lot for your contribution and my congratulations.
Well, congratulations also from my side. That is exciting. You all did so well, so thank you for that. If we then want to continue with the next area, and there we have here today Vineta Polatsida from CVSS, who will help us announce the winners from the safety and security collaboration.
Thank you very much, Franziska. Hello, everybody. I was the lucky one who was evaluating the contributions in the area safety and security. And it's my pleasure to announce that the winners are Abraham Chan, Daria Larionov, and Silva Laure. Congratulations to you guys. We, the jury, we were really impressed not only by the knowledge you demonstrated about the various aspects of safety and security, but also by the deep emotional reflection over the topic and your ability to present hard and serious topics such as natural disasters, for example, in such a light, colorful way through art, through poetry, through beautiful visuals and simple, relatable life stories. And also we were impressed that you presented not only physical aspects of security, but also psychosocial aspects. And mainly your contribution was had such a positive, inspiring, and action-oriented outlook that we really enjoyed your work. And thank you very much for that. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Vinetta, and congratulations also from our side, from my side. Great work, all of you. So, not to skip the suspense for the third group that is waiting. Unfortunately, none of the jury members could join us in person today, but we have a little message from Olga Zoe. I think I can start by saying congratulations to Boris, Carolina, Vivian, and Anna, because you are on the screen already, but we definitely want to hear from Olga as well. So she gave us a little bit of the thinking, and just all of you did so well. So in all of the groups, sustainable and prosperous region, safe and secure region, and regional identity. So let's see whether we can't get up the greetings from Olga as well. Otherwise, might be nice to also see who was the learning diary winner from this category.
And the winner for the Sustainable and Prosperous Region Learning Diary is Aida. We liked all the texts and we appreciated so much poetry around the Baltic Sea. But we decided to go for this text because it's a very elaborated, well-written summary. It includes reflections on the topics addressed in the lectures and also some additional elements from her background knowledge or research. It is very analytical, it understands the interdependencies of sustainability ecosystem, the countries, and also has a reflection on her own role and the role of youth and the role of the countries to addressing these issues. And for the group work, it has been a very tough decision and a long discussion among the judges. All three were really good. The group on maritime cluster chose a multi-stakeholder approach with a governance and management component. The group on the sea bin and garbage collection had a practical approach based on technical solutions for solving the marine litter problem. And the group on the youth tour had a focus on awareness raising and ocean literacy as a driver for change. So all three groups truly addressed very key topics for our region. However, after discussion, we decided that the winning group would be the one by Anna, Boris, Carolina, and Vivian on maritime clusters. And the reasoning behind that is that we truly see the potential to lead to durable results and establishing a strong underlying framework for addressing the environmental protection and the sustainable use of sea and resources. And it has enough flexibility to adapt also to the local conditions. So it well represents the way the Baltic Sea region should cooperation should develop in the future, and reflects the interdependencies of the different areas we at the CBSS, Sustainable and Prosperous Region, work with, as well as looking into the interconnection between ecological, economic, and environmental components of sustainability. So, well done you all, but even more well done to the group of Maritime Cluster.
Yay, there is a lot of applause going around. You may hear little, but also even more, I'm sure, across behind the screens. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations even to those who might not have won the prize, but you heard from so many of the previous contributions from Fenja, for example, or Lova, that they took so much from just participating and connecting. So this is really great. At this stage, I want to thank the juries as well. You've seen here Vineta Pulazzide, who was joined by Adrian Rusalowski, one of our speakers as well. We had Olga on the screen, who was in a jury together with Dominik Litvas, also the second speaker, whom you know from the lectures. And then we had Dimitris with us, who was in a jury together with Esa Kokkonen and our Director General, Grzegorz Poznański. Thank you all so much for your time and for taking on this very difficult task. I was glad I didn't have to do it completely myself. So thank you all, and congratulations to the winners. We of course want to hear from the winners as well. If there is anyone who might want to join us, tell us a little bit about what they are thinking, what goes through their heads now or while writing their contribution. Maybe raise your hands if you want to join us, or let us know in the chat. Don't feel like you're put on the spot, but yes, I see Louisa. Hello.
Hello. I'm one of the co-founders of the project Seal. Just in case you can subscribe on the Instagram to this page. Yes, I actually want to say a huge thank to the Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue and to the Council of the Baltic Sea States, and because it was an amazing experience of exploring the region. We just really new facts for us, which we didn't know before. And it's all happened thanks to Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue. I also connected with people around the region, and I was quite inspired by the bottle messages. It was amazing. And by the lines in different languages, in emails. I want to say really huge thank to all the participants, to the organizers who did this magic for all of us. So I think you did a great investment for developing the region, and you all did a great job. Thank you a lot.
Thank you, Louisa, and I agree. Everyone did such a great job, and we are happy if we could bring some of that across, because we are just so grateful for all of your participation and great inspiring works and ideas. So thank you for that. Did we have anyone else who wanted to share their thoughts now? Otherwise, I really appreciate you being here and joining us. So feel free to otherwise write in the chat as well. After announcing the prize winners, although all should have won really, after all these music and other creative contributions to today's program, we come to the close of the ceremony. It was such a pleasure to have all of you in the dialogue, and we want you to please stay engaged and active and follow up with us. We will definitely be in touch with you, for one, of course, about the certificates and prizes and all those little things, but also in the course of the time, the next year or years, to engage you and be in contact with you as Baltic Sea Youth Dialogue alumni. We want to celebrate you and thank you and send you off with one more amazing music contribution. This one came to us from Estonia. It is a violin and accordion duo who interprets tunes, songs, stories and dances from a past in a way that combines tradition while adding their own twist to it. At this point, I really want to say thank you once more. Please enjoy the song and the rest of your weekends. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay connected. Thank you.
Tui tui.